Caroline, you should tell them about the newest thing that Bloody Happy Hour is doing.
A Patreon.
It's a Patreon. What is that?
That means you're basically like a VIP member, and there's 2 different levels that you can, subscribe to, and you get some perks. You maybe get like merch a little earlier. You get
exclusive merch.
You could get first dibs on signing up for a live show. You get episodes with no commercials.
You get our video because our video is no longer available on YouTube. It is only on Patreon. And the most important to me is you get videos of our live shows. So if you are far away and you couldn't make our last live show, it will be on the website. We're going to record this future live show. It's going to be on Patreon, but also bonus episodes each month. You guys tell us all the time you want more episodes. This is a way for you to get more episodes. So you're going to get our basic Tuesday, Thursdays that we always put out, right? But if you're on a Patreon, you're VIP, you're going to get more.
I can't wait to talk about in detail some more stories because I always have a lot of details I want to go to. I can law-splain. I might read a book.
They just unsubscribed. This is also going to be the exclusive place that Dirty Chat is going to go to. So if that is breaking some of your hearts, just go ahead and subscribe now. In order to hear the full content, it's going to be Patreon. Where do they go again?
Patreon.com/BloodyHappyHour.
Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
This is April.
And this is Caroline.
And this is your Bloody Happy Hour.
This is your Bloody Happy Hour. We are a true crime podcast, and we're basically the best podcast you'll find out there.
Yeah.
And we just have a couple of drinks. We have happy hour while we tell you about a true crime story.
Yeah.
What else could you ask for?
I mean, we've already had a couple drinks. I'm drinking on the old school Deep Eddy lemon. And I'm about to have a diabetic attack.
Yeah,
because it's
you
so sweet.
are.
I put it in. I'm not diabetic, but I am. I'm probably going to be after this. But I put some club soda in there to water it down. I messed up by buying the humongous bottle at the beginning of the summer, and I'm trying to get rid of it. What do you have?
I have vodka and cranberry and a little bit of water because I'm trying to hydrate.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
We are going to Hong Kong. And Caroline, if you look at us right now, we're so tan. Caroline
we are so
is
tan.
Carolina. And I am Abrid.
And we're back on YouTube, hopefully right now. And so, you can like see us.
Or if not, we're on Patreon.
New cut and Patreon.
Yeah.
April's looking dark and I'm looking dark. We basically look like sisters.
Same colors. Yeah.
Yeah. We're basically related and we're living our best life.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's time to get back to reality because I got to go to work real soon. And
yeah.
Let's say trigger for this story.
Oh, no.
It's pretty crazy. And just because I've gotten some messages from some of our last crazy stories, you may not want to eat during this episode. And you may not want to listen to this episode on speaker. For your coworkers to hear. Because I've had
never listen to the episodes on speaker.
That's
ever.
a never.
Like...
Unless you want to be in HR.
We are offensive. We are
all of it.
All of the things. And you're going to be like, we will offend you.
And I told you my pastor asked me to send him an episode.
Yes, but wait, what did somebody message you about the episodes they listened to on speaker? What did they say?
Oh, it was the Peter Curtin episode, The Vampire Dusseldorf.
And with Maria on the cross, Fat Maria on the cross.
On the meadow, yes.
In the meadow.
And she was like, you gave us trigger warnings, but you didn't tell us not to eat during this episode. And I was like, okay, so new trigger warning.
They didn't like the squirrel situation?
They didn't like...
They
probably the bestiality part.
I mean, what's a little bestiality?
It's normal.
It's fine. We're not sarcastic at all on these episodes. So if you're new here, welcome.
Welcome
to the No Sarcasm Zone. We're fully sarcastic. So listen, it's funny.
It's fun.
Let's go to Hong Kong. We make the worst sound like it's the best.
And you've met some people on your
actually,
trip.
on the trip, I did meet some new besties from, they're Korean. They live in Dallas and they were on a bachelorette party. I took all these pictures with them and they all got Instagram. We switched Instagrams and they made me pho. Pho, and ramen. But the pho.
How did they make it? You went to their place?
No, yeah. They're like, I was at the club and then they all were at the club. And this was the first time that
Did you go back home with strangers?
No, because we were best friends at the pool that day. So we weren't strangers.
Okay.
And they all loved me and like in the pool and we vibed in the pool. And then we saw them at the club and they were like, oh my gosh, you're so tall. She's so tall. She's so tall.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
so tall.
They don't get that tall.
They because they're like, we didn't know you were that tall in the pool.
Y'all are in 12 feet deep water.
And I was like, well, so they were shocked that I was so tall. And so then I think they were like, we love that you're tall.
Yeah.
And you're like normal, like
and
a fun
they're
person.
All 4 foot.
Yes. And
7.
and they're all in Dallas. And so I was like, we're basically neighbors and I'll have to come visit y'all. And then some of them were in my building and they're like, well, we're going to make some pho. Pho?
I thought it was pho, but I don't know. Korean. So.
But they had this like, it almost looked like a steamer. Like it was like you plug it in,
they
you put
brought
water.
It with them?
Yes. They brought the pho, the ramen, and they had the noodle, they had the thing and you poured water in it and it just cooked it.
Did you eat it?
Yeah.
You ate it. Did you chew and swallow?
I ate the whole thing. I even brought it back to my room.
What?
And it was so
Saved
good.
It for later.
No, I ate the whole thing. It was so good. Because half the time I didn't even eat
pho.
dinner.
I
liked it
I'm
too.
gonna call it pho.
So they
Maybe
know
black.
about the podcast.
4.
So shout out to Anna who's getting married in I think what is this month right now? July. I think it's August.
Okay, Anna.
So I might be going to Dallas for a wedding. I don't know.
Okay, Anna, please invite her. We're going to talk about Annie today.
Okay.
Maybe they're cousins.
They might be.
So let's just say Hong Kong is one of the safest places in the world.
Okay.
So it really is. Like 1 in 100,000 people may get killed. When like here, it's like 7 in 100,000.
Oh, because what? They don't have guns?
I think it's
they
they're just scared of their
nice?
people. Yeah.
Because they don't want to get chopped up.
I think they just worry about learning and making money and making pho. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so too.
So we're in April of 1999, April 14th to be exact. No. I don't know what day, but we're in 99.
We're 99. We are about to hit the millennium.
It's about to be Y2K. I'm a senior in high school right now.
I'm not.
I'm a senior in high school. So a 14-year-old girl named Annie walks into the Hong Kong Police Department and she says she needs to make a statement.
Oh.
She told the police that she had been haunted by a ghost for the past several weeks. So it's like late May, early June. And the police are like, she's like, yes, this ghost is a girl. It's a female ghost. And she's bound by electrical cords and wires, but she's dead and she's been tortured.
Oh my gosh.
So the police drop their pens. They stop writing and they're like, ma'am, quit watching scary movies.
Ma'am, do you need an evaluation? I would love to be haunted by a female ghost.
Quit watching scary movies. And she's like, no, I beg of you. You need to believe me. Come to my house. And so they're like, okay. Well, they're humbling her and they go to her house and they're mainly like, maybe this ghost is like really an abusive female in her life. So they want to check out her home life. So
she's a lesbian.
They're a little DTF.
Mm-hmm.
So they're on the way there, or they get there and they're like, okay, well, I don't see a ghost. They're like, well, why would this female ghost be haunting you?
Yeah.
And she goes, I think she's haunting me because I tortured her and helped murder her.
Okay. Now the plot thickens. The plot has thickened.
Police are like, well, you should have told us that at the police
I'm going to need you to
department.
go ahead and tell me a little bit more.
But what do you mean? And she said, well, I helped torture her, but I thought it was fun and games. But then she died.
And now she's haunting you.
And they looked on the inside, and it was just like a normal place. But what they did see was like this almost life-size Hello Kitty doll.
I'm terrified right now.
And you know how I probably feel about Hello Kitty.
Terrified.
And so this Hello Kitty head, though, was attached to a mermaid tail, which is blasphemy.
Podcast over.
Cats,
Podcast over.
Mermaids, they're.
Well, we do love a mermaid.
I love a mermaid.
You wanted to be.
We need to be totally unattached to any type of cat. That's why it's blasphemy.
Yes, that is exactly why it's blasphemy.
So when they pick up this Hello Kitty mermaid, it was really heavy.
Oh no!
And
is it a head?
Found out that it was an actual head.
Did you know that the head weighs the same as from your shoulder to your hand, like your arm? Your whole arm weighs the same as your head.
As your head.
I learned that on facts that you didn't know that you just found out about. Show.
Love it. I thought you were going to tell me your faux friends told you that.
Nope. My faux friends did not tell me that. I learned that all on my own.
So there was a head inside the Hello Kitty doll. And when they looked closer, the head was actually sewn inside of the Hello Kitty head.
Okay. At the airport, I bought a smushmallow that was from a place that looked like it had a bunch of Hello Kitties.
Is that one of those neck things?
No, it had a bunch of those neck things, but it was just like a smushy pillow and it was a fish. It was so super soft. And
Hello Kitty was in there?
I bet that one of those pillows had a head in it. But mine didn't.
It probably did. So they're like, okay, well, now I got a case because they never have a case because it's a safe place.
It's a safe place with no cases.
So who's this 14-year-old girl that has a head?
I don't know, but tell me all the things.
And
this is unfortunate.
Who does this head belong to?
I don't know.
So
Why
let's
is
get
this
there.
Heads will roll.
The head belonged to 23-year-old Fan Man Yi.
Oh no, not Fan Man Yi.
Yeah, I think you knew her.
I knew it was going to be Fan Man Yi. I was hoping it wasn't going to be Fan Man Yi.
She worked at a nightclub as a hostess, and she was actually friends with Annie's boyfriend. Okay? Annie has a 14-year-old Annie has a boyfriend.
I feel like I need to put my sunglasses
now,
on for this.
So who's Fan Man Yi? I'm glad you asked because I'm going to tell you. She was born and was immediately given up to an orphanage.
Oh, no.
So she was raised at this horrible orphanage, which I remember learning maybe when I was younger is that like those Asian countries prefer boys. So you can have one girl, but if you have two girls, you either got to get rid of them or put them in an orphanage or something.
Yeah, chop their head off and put them in an orphanage.
Yeah. So I think that's why she had to be put in an orphanage.
I know. It's unfortunate.
And by the time she was a teenager, she was addicted to crystal meth and was prostituting her body. So that's...
She's at least she's making some money.
Yeah, she's making some money.
I mean, at least she's not just sitting in a homeless encampment. She's working. She's working. She's
had
a hard worker.
lot of trauma.
Yeah.
From being at this crazy orphanage and a big feeling of rejection in her life.
I know.
So by 20 years old, she had met someone, and the few friends that she had were like, yay, like maybe her life will be on the come up.
Yeah.
And she met someone. They actually got married.
Oh my gosh.
And then she got pregnant. So because she's pregnant, she got off drugs.
Oh,
okay.
That's nice of her.
And she was excited to begin a new chapter. She was like, I'm going to give they will have a son, a better life than what I had.
Of course, as you should.
But there was one problem.
Oh, she got back on the drugs.
Her husband was a raging meth addict too.
Oh, no. He
So-
never got off the drugs.
No, he was like, I'm not pregnant.
Hell no, I ain't pregnant. No, I'm gonna keep
smoking
drugging
my
Yeah,
bowls.
I'll smoke it right in front of your face.
And he was pretty abusive.
Oh, great.
To where the neighbors had to call the police often because they would hear
And I'm
him
sure
actively
the
whooping
kid
her
was
ass.
born with a lot of normalities.
It was a totally normal kid. So, but you know what? Fan was
Not a fan.
about it.
Oh, she was a
And
fan.
yes,
Wow.
she was like, I can't live my life like this.
Mm-mm.
He does meth. I don't want to do meth anymore. And he whoops my ass and I don't want to get my ass whooped. So she left her husband,
Okay.
got a divorce, and her son got a new place.
Good.
Let's go fan. I'm a fan of fan.
I'm a fan of fan. That's good. She's stepping up. She's like realizing like I got self-worth.
He's toxic.
Like he's toxic.
Yes.
I'm getting him out of my life.
Love it.
I'm taking my kid and we're going to go to this new place. It's going to be a whole thing and we're living our best life.
So now she's 23.
Mm-hmm.
She's a single mom, which is a lot harder than what she thought.
Yeah.
She needs a job. And so she gets a job at a nightclub as a hostess.
Okay.
Well, she doesn't make a lot of money, so she's still kind of prostituting on the side.
As one should.
But she ain't doing meth.
Which is good.
So she's still leveled up.
Yeah.
But life is pretty shitty.
Oh, no.
While at the club, she does meet 34-year-old Chan Man Lok.
Chan Man Lok.
We got a bunch of dashes.
And
in
what's
this episode.
what's her name? Jin Man Sheen?
Fan
Man Sing.
Fan Man Yi.
Fan
and
Man
Chan
Yi
Man
and
Lok.
Chan Man. So Fan Man and Chan Man.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
They were meant to be.
And actually, they hit it off because they have a lot in commmen. You know,
They both like
Fan
meth.
was a prostitute.
They both like prostitutes.
Chan was a pimp.
Match made in heaven.
Fan was
I'm
an
looking for my
addict.
pimp. Yes.
Chan was a drug dealer.
When?
Just a match made in hell.
I'm so mad that I did not meet my Prince Charming in Mexico because I'm sure I would have found just the right one.
You would have found Chan
Yeah.
the man, too.
I would have found Chan Man.
So obviously, Fan gets back on drugs because Chan the man is like,
He's like, hey, I'm up.
I got it, it's free.
I'm like, bro, come on, let's do this shit.
Chan, because he's a pimp and a drug dealer, he has this like big 5-bedroom flat. It's what I kept hearing, and I don't know if that's an apartment. I don't know
I
if
feel
that's
like
a
that's
house.
like a
Condo?
high-rise kind of thing. Condo. Like you have a little, yeah.
Okay, so he has a 5-bedroom flat,
Well,
and he has it all fixed up.
oh
But-
yeah.
Guess what? There's one theme of the decoration from this house, and it's not Farm Chip and Joanna.
I'm gonna go with something that looks like vagina.
It's a vagina theme.
Like, is it lips everywhere?
It is kitty cat theme.
Oh no!
It is all Hello Kitty.
At what point do you realize this is a red flag?
Your 34-year-old Chan man. Turns out that he has Hello Kitty stuffed animals everywhere. Bedding,
Sir.
sheets, silverware, dishes, curtains,
You're a furry.
carpet.
Oh no!
Everything is Hello
I
Kitty.
don't know the fetish, but I feel like this is a fetish.
So, Fan, if him being a drug dealer and a pimp is not a red flag, this certainly is.
This is literally the biggest red flag I've ever seen. And I am the one to run towards them. That's the one I would run far away from. The
Please, I hope so.
one. Yeah. Like give me all kinds of other red flags. I'm running straight.
Turns out
Oh hell.
he pimps out young girls. So his house lures them in and makes them feel comfortable.
Pedo.
So it's part of his
So it's
ruse.
pedo kitty,
And he is a
not hello.
pedophile.
Pedo kitty.
Pedo kitty.
Mm.
And Annie, 14-year-old Annie from the beginning,
Oh.
is his novia. is his girlfriend.
Oh, no.
So 34-year-old, 14-year-old Annie, you know
yeah,
where
that's
we're
a
at.
little bit of an age difference.
But, Fan spends a lot of time at Chan the man's house. And one day she realizes that she spent all of her money on meth and she still has bills to pay.
Uh-oh. So what's she going to do?
Well, Chan
more
shouldn't have left his
blowjobs?
wallet out. He shouldn't have left his wallet out.
You can never trust a druggie
Never
because
trust
you're
a
going
meth
to
addict.
You know what you're going to do? You're going to do anything to get your drugs, and you're going to lie, cheat, and steal.
Well, she saw his wallet and she looked inside and it had $4,000 cash.
Oh,
inside.
hell, I'd take all 4,000. Hell.
And she did.
Bye.
Because she's like, I got to pay my bills. Me and my son have to have somewhere to live.
Yeah. I mean, that's your boyfriend.
She had a little meth brain, but there's a little logic in there.
Yeah.
And so she paid off her bills. And so she was all caught up. But then she was like,
Oh, yeah.
wait a minute, Chan.
Might find out.
I might have screwed up.
Uh-oh.
He's not very forgiving.
Oh,
and in
no,
fact, he's pretty dangerous.
Oh, no. But she didn't steal it. He lost it.
He actually belonged to what they called there is the triad.
Oh, we got
but
a gang.
it was like the mafia.
Oh, hell.
Like a lower level mafia.
We got the cartel. Mm-hmm.
Lower
Up in
level
here.
mafia.
Okay.
So she was like, I just can't show up and apologize because I'll probably die.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't show up with $4,000 to pay him back because
I spent it.
Because it's not enough. He's going to want interest. So
hell.
So Fan was like, okay, I'm just going to go to the streets and I got a vag. I'm going to sell it.
Yep.
And instead of paying him back the $4,000, I'm going to pay him back $10,000. So he's going to get $6,000 of interest.
That's real generous. She's
And
about
bitch
to be
does it.
working a lot.
She's going to have to be icing every night, like taking ice,
Ooh.
swollen vajayjay.
Oh.
Swollen
Get you
vajayjay.
some UTI medication, all kinds of stuff.
So she gets to work and she is selling her Hello Kitty day and night and day and night.
Gosh, I guess that's what I should start doing.
Ice in her vag. And she does it. She makes $10,000. And she's like, okay, so now I feel good. I'm going to go to Chan's house and I'm going to apologize. I'm going to beg for mercy. And I'm going to say, here is $6,000 plus. It was just a loan.
Yeah.
It was a high interest loan.
I mean, I have 14 STDs
Thank
now.
you.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
So
No judgment.
he looks at it and he's like,
Bitch.
you know that ain't enough. I want 16,000 more for my pain and suffering. And she's like, my vagina can't handle it anymore.
She's like, I have an ice pack on right now. I can't do
Inside,
it.
it's inserted.
It's inserted in to the canal.
So he gave her a very hard deadline that was like in 5 seconds.
A hard deadline?
And it was an impossible deadline. But she was like, okay, I'm going to try. Let me take some ibuprofen and ice. And she tried to make the money.
Numbing cream.
But didn't happen.
No, she's like, bruh.
And so when the deadline came, she was like, I'm sorry, I don't have it. Like, I couldn't do it. It was impossible. And he was like, you know what? I guess you belong to me then.
Obviously.
Until you pay off this debt. And you're going to live here in my Hello Kitty house. And I'm going to pimp you out until I get my money's worth. And she was like, but wait, I got a son and a house and I got my job at the nightclub. How? And he's like, hey, don't worry about it. Let's smoke this bowl of meth.
Absolutely.
It's the answer. So they get high. And while Chan the man is high, he's like, you know what? I don't want to pimp her out. I want to whoop her ass. So he calls his trenchmen, like his triad guys, and they come over and they all took turns beating her bloody.
I don't understand what's the turn on from that. I just don't understand.
Power?
Yeah, but like, okay. Oh.
And being altered mind. So,
owie.
but then they whooped her ass and she was bloody and she was bruised. And the high wore off and Chan was like, oh, wait. Nobody's going to want to screw her now.
Get bugged again. Nope.
So I can't pimp her out. So I guess I'm just going to keep her here.
So he's basically P. Diddy.
He's P. Diddy.
He's like, oh, gotta hide her in the hotel for a week.
This was March 17th, 1999. They kept her there for the next month.
Yeah.
Where they tortured and raped her.
Where was her
constantly.
son?
Listen, I looked for her son.
Oh, no. He probably died at home.
And I knew that she had a friend that would, when she would go and work,
oh, no.
she had her friend watch. So I guess her friend was just still watching them and thought that like, and she was an addict. So they thought that like Fan was probably just in the streets on meth. So for the next 30 days, they raped her. They burnt her skin.
Oh, I don't like that.
They melted plastic on her skin. And when her skin was blistered, they got chili oil. So imagine
my sunburn?
And rubbing chili pepper oil on your burns.
Why? You need to be so mean.
They rubbed it in her eyes.
Why?
Just to torture her.
Okay, I hope all these guys get pineapples stuck up their assholes and then pulled out and put in multiple times. Because I feel like that is
But that's a waste of a pineapple.
Well, you got to sacrifice a pineapple to get your revenge. And so if you fuck around with me and put chili powder in my eyeballs and on my leprosy scars, then I'm gonna put a pineapple in your butthole.
Okay. I mean, they're $2.97, but I'll sacrifice a pineapple.
I'm gonna sacrifice pineapples. Yes. Yeah, clip that. Put that in a short. Put that in my short schlong.
So not only did they rub the chili oil on her, they broke all of her fingers. They tied her up with electrical cords. So go back to the ghost that Annie at the beginning was seeing. She saw the ghost tied up with electrical cords, right?
Oh my gosh.
They hung her from like the rafters, and they would turn over their kitchen tables and like coffee tables, screw off one of the legs, beat her with the legs, sodomize her with the legs of the kitchen table, and
I mean, it sounds
then they would
kind
just
of
go
fun.
play video games. And that's what Annie said.
Yeah,
14-year-old Annie actually came over and was like, oh, I thought it was fun and games. So she joined in. And she
Annie!
Little 14-year-old Annie joined in on it.
Ma'am.
She should know better.
She was obviously cracked out.
They would lay Fan onto the floor and they would urinate into Fan's mouth.
Oh, they gave her a golden shower that she didn't ever wanted.
And she had to swallow it. And if some dripped out of her mouth, they would beat her in the head. I would take the beating. I'm not going to swallow your pissy yellow piss.
I'm offended at all costs right now.
Remember I told y'all to stop. Do not eat.
Don't eat anything. Stop.
But I'm going to take a drink right now.
But I'm empty. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel.
So they also got little Annie. I guess she's slurping.
Wait.
She's empty. Pour some of mine in yours.
Yep, doing it. Wait, can we take one moment to recognize that we both have gum on top of our cups right now?
I taught you well.
We always
used to make fun of me for how.
No, because I was always like, dude, I do the same thing. And you're like, okay, but bitch, I really do. And I'm like, yeah, you do, Rich.
When I was little, I used to put gum in the refrigerator to save it for the next day. And
I used to do that with ketchup.
Why?
Because I had a ketchup rule at my house. And then I was like, they're like, if you don't eat all the ketchup, you have to reuse it. And I was like, okay, get fucked again because I'm about to put all this ketchup on my plate and I'm not going to use it. And I'm going to have ketchup all up in the refrigerator.
What kind of rule is that?
I don't know. Ask my stepdad. Jim. Tell him about the ketchup rule. I'm not scarred.
Jim?
Fully scarred.
She is fully
scarred. Ketchup and I have a very special relationship. I get choked up.
Do you finish your ketchup now? Do you use ketchup now?
I don't even think I use it. I just only use it for Whataburger and my Whataburger fries. And if I don't get that fancy ketchup, then I'm fucked.
I don't understand about wasting ketchup.
I think that he was just like,
you were wasteful.
I just want you to have, like, he just wanted to have like a say And I was like,
but with ketchup? You'd probably throw away your salmon in the trash, but damn it, save the ketchup.
Save the ketchup. Save the ketchup.
Oh my goodness. We divert.
Put
Okay.
that on the short.
So they urinated into Fan's mouth, and then if they spit it out, they would beat her. So they got little Annie to take a shit in the box.
Oh, no.
Repita. They got
she had
little
to poo
Annie
in the mouth.
to shit in a box, and they
It's a dick
fed
in
it
a
to Fan. And mind you, Fan is mucho hombre. Very hungry because they're not giving her food.
I feel like I'm not eating shit.
Can you imagine being so hungry?
No.
It's been a month.
I don't care. I would be like,
And the only thing
where's
they'll
the
let you eat is
closest
shit.
knife or sharp edge? So just kill me now. I do not want pee or poo.
Gagged when I typed this out because I have to envision it
I know.
and you gag.
This reminds me of the affidavit that I
I'm gonna
read
throw up on the floor right now.
who was the big wrestling guy?
What?
Oh my gosh. And he had all these like
Vince
yes,
McMahon.
yes.
What did he do? Oh, we never talked about that. We
it was the it was all in the affidavit, and it was just the most disgusting text messages. He was like, it's gonna be me and you, we're gonna shit on you, we're gonna pee on you, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do all the things. Anything that you could think of that was the most disgusting things, that's what they did. And he's gonna watch this. I want to watch the black guy bang you, and I want to watch this guy bang you, and I want to watch this, and you're gonna get banged from all your holes at the same time. And it was dirty.
Oh shit!
It was bad. But
Listen.
If anybody wants to do any kind of if you want to excrete on me, ain't happening. No, I ain't.
Don't even accidentally sneeze.
Nope, I didn't want you to. No, nope. She gone.
I was a big WWE fan, and I never liked Vince McMahon.
Because he's like so roided out and gross.
He was just always, but he played that part even like on the show. Okay.
Now I have to pee.
So then they made Fan drink motor oil. And then when they were done with all this torture, they would go play video games, or they go out to the club, or they go to the arcade. They live their life normally.
Like, can you just poison me yet?
Well, on April 14th, 1999, they came back from their outing, and Annie, little 14-year-old Annie, saw that Fan was dead. And Annie panicked because she was like, we killed her. But, Chan the man, he's quick. And he's like, no, we didn't kill her. Bitch was a meth addict. I gave her a big old dose of meth right before we left, and I saw her smoke it or shoot it or whatever you do with it, snort it. And that's what killed her. She's an addict. And so Annie was like, oh, okay, sure, she overdosed.
Okay.
Fine.
Great. Nobody cares about her.
Look, they got a dead body in the house, and they're in a flat. So, like, next to them, the police are raiding like their neighbors.
Oh.
And that makes them panic because they knew they had a dead body in their apartment, and the police are right over here. And they knew that eventually what's going to happen when you have a dead body?
It's going to smell.
It's going to smell
It's
really
going to
bad.
smell real bad like
what
flies.
What do you think that they probably did next? And they're going to, the process to getting rid of the body, what do you think the next step is?
They try to chop her up or bury her.
Where do you think they chopped her up at? Where do they normally chop somebody up?
Well, I feel like none of this is normal, so they probably chopped her up in the kitchen.
Bathtub.
In the bathtub. In the bathtub. And then did they put her in like a pot or in the oven or anything?
Oh, yes.
Did they cook her?
This story before.
Did they cook her up? Like
they chopped her up, all like 3 or 4 of them in. It took them 10 hours. They had to take turns with the saw.
And Chandler Halderson did not, like, he did it all by himself.
He had a hatchet with like force, but he had like outside in woods and like.
Yeah, but he chopped both the bodies up all by himself.
All by himself.
Allegedly.
They chopped, allegedly.
Girlfriend probably helped him.
they had little bitty pieces. They made like little fillets, damn near.
Because they're probably gonna like eat it later. Because apparently they like to do all that weird shit. And
I mean, nothing ever surprises us these days.
No.
So chopped her up in the bathtub. Took about 10 hours, and then they're like, "But we still got body parts. It's still gonna smell." So they took the biggest like stock soup tamale pots that they had.
I knew it.
And they put all the
That's
pots,
probably what I ate in Mexico this weekend.
4 burners.
Oh, they were dedicated to getting that bitch gone.
Boiling water, and they boiled down each and every part of her body.
That is so rude.
Things that they couldn't cook away, they put in a plastic bag and froze. So like her heart, her liver, her lungs, her intestine, her teeth, put them in plastic bags and saved in the freezer for later.
That's sweet.
And they each got a keepsake. What do you think their keepsake
like
was?
they each got a tooth?
A tooth! Good job.
Man, I'm good. I'm getting good. I'm in the FBI now.
They each got a tooth, and they like put it in their pocket because it's their keepsake.
Is it like my keepsake that I brought back from the beach?
Yeah. Did you buy that at the beach?
I found it on the waters.
Oh, your little...
My he shell.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant your bag.
No, my he shell.
Your scrotum shell.
My scrotum shell.
Yeah. You should post it on the...
I will.
Story. So,
and for the listening audience, and for the viewing audience,
it's literally a piece of what did I say it was? Coral reef.
It's a coral
dried
reef.
up,
It's a coral reef ball sack,
but it's a ball sack.
Some might mistake it for bunny ears, but I will mistake it for a he shell and a ball sack.
Or it's like a butt. It's like a good
it's
little
a ball
booty.
sack. Oh, it could be a good butt.
So,
Beautiful.
they're boiling all the body parts, and all they have left. So they're really paranoid. Like they are paranoid, and they're like, "We're not going to leave until this job is done. Nobody can leave because we don't want the door to open, and they like might smell something." And we're not going to get any food delivered because I don't want anybody coming to our door.
No.
So if they're not getting food delivered, that means they're going to have to cook and eat the food at home.
Okay.
In the kitchen that they're cooking body parts in.
Well, that's what they get.
So some sources say that they lived on noodles this took days, like
ramen,
weeks. They lived on noodles and pho and ramen or whatever, and they would cook it in the same pots they cooked body parts in.
Well, that's normal. Yeah, that's...
People also said that you would, because you got 4 burners on your stove.
Yes.
That you'd have body parts, noodles. But they would use the same spoon to stir all of them. So
I hope they got confused and they accidentally ate the butt instead of the noodle.
And they would stir all the different
I hope they all
parts.
got poisoned from all the body parts.
But even if you didn't, you're eating in a kitchen where you got a dead body.
They give 0 fucks.
They give 0 fucks.
Fucks.
I think that's what meth does.
But,
their job was done because they eventually trashed all of the boiled and cooked down body parts, separate little bags. They put them in dumpsters all around the little property, and they were good to go. But they had one appendage left.
Oh, no.
It was the what?
Her head.
And they were like, okay, let's try to boil this down as much as possible.
Just smash it up. And you just got to smash it up. At this point, y'all are all methed out. Just smash the shit out of the head and disintegrate it and burn it up on fire and put it in the fireplace. I don't know.
They're like, let's boil it down. And so
you have to get it real hot.
Less meat. Yeah. And so obviously it didn't work.
No.
And so that's when they came up with the plan to get the life-size Hello Kitty doll.
In the Hello Kitty.
They sewed it to the Hello Kitty doll, and they gave it to Annie as her keepsake because she didn't take a tooth. They gave her the head.
Oh,
in the Hello Kitty mermaid.
Oh, that's sweet.
She loved. Jordan Mather says, let's do a territory check. So
show my work computer.
So Annie gets a new toy to take home.
Yeah.
And that's why she was haunted, because she had that body in her house. So now we're back at the beginning. Annie has it at her house. And, it eventually haunts her too much, and she calls the police. So she tells the police everything, and Chan, the man, and his henchmen get arrested. Chan Man Lok is 34 years old. Xing Cho is 27 and Wei Lun is 24. They were all arrested December of 2000 for first-degree murder, unlawful burial, and kidnapping. During the trial, they had a great lawyer, the bad people, because they were basically saying that they did not kill Fan. Fan was an addict, a meth addict, and she overdosed.
Oh.
And there was no body parts to test and do an autopsy to see cause or manner of death. And what I did not know is that in Hong Kong, everywhere there's drugs are bad, right? But you know how we kind of talk about there's a hierarchy of drugs. You got your your heroin, your meth, and your crack. Then it's the cocaine and the pills, and then the weed. It's all equal over there. So if you smoke weed over there, it's illegal.
It's basically
and they
like you're doing
as heroin,
crack cocaine.
If you do cocaine, it's just like you did. It's all horrible, and they all look at you as bad. I don't know if drugs are a big thing over there or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But because they view that way, the jury looked at Fan as...
not that bad of a guy.
No, Fan is the girl who was murdered.
Oh, yeah.
As that she probably was... If you do drugs like that, you want to die. Is kind of how they think. Okay?
Well, yeah.
That you want to die or that you're asking to die. So then that's probably what killed her. So the drugs are worse than what Chan the man could be.
Oh, no.
So the jury believed their story, that they did not kill her or want her to die, that they were just pissed because she stole from them. And they were not convicted on murder, but they were convicted on manslaughter. And they got life with the possibility of parole.
Oh, my gosh.
Her son had to get adopted, and they had possibility of parole. This is 2000 in 20 years, so they parole in 2020.
And
they did not get that parole date.
Oh, good.
So it was pushed back, I guess. Her son was adopted, so her son was alive.
Okay.
And he was adopted, and I didn't see any other info on the son.
Oh, my God.
Her skull that they had to keep in custody for the whole time during the trial was finally returned to the birth family that gave her up. And they got to have a proper ceremony and cremation and burial, because what I've learned is over there in those countries, they think if you don't have a proper ceremony, cremation, and burial, then you'll be haunting. And you don't get to go with Buddha and all these things.
Yep.
They found Fan, the victim's necklace, in the refrigerator, and they returned it to her son when he was a baby. So they put a necklace around her son's mom's. The apartment building where Annie lived that was being haunted, right? Remember Annie was getting haunted by Fan? Everybody moved out. They were
as they should.
They were like, we believe in ghosts, and we're not going to leave here. So it was just an abandoned apartment that eventually got demolished in 2012.
Oh, shit.
This story was so big there and national news. I found out about it on TikTok that there was 2 movies made. One was called, in Cantonese was the language, Human Pork Chop. And the other one was called The Secret in My Soup.
Oh my God.
It is horrible. It is, I don't
know what's horrible more, that I have to pee so bad, or that it's a secret in my soup.
Human pork chop, I think, is worse. And they're still in jail. They have not faced parole. One of the henchmen got out in 2014, had to go back to jail for messing with a 10-year-old because he's a pedophile. And that is the Hello Kitty murder.
I love it. so much.
Hello Kitty murder. Caroline's peeing on herself right now.
But I love that you did the story that was the Hello Kitty. Like of all the things.
I know.
I would, first of all, great story. I would ask a lot of questions, but bitch gotta go pee.
Me too. We'll see y'all next time. Don't forget to
Stay aware.
stay alive.
And always, PGDF.
Bye, y'all.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.